are the top 4 fintech stocks that you might want to take a look at. They are disruptors and they're very popular right now. So I'm going to list a couple, and then I'm going to list some ETFs in case you want a basket of securities. And so let's start with one that's in the news right now, and some of you might actually be using it already. So this is Square. I'll just list them real quick and then we'll go into them. Square, ticker symbol SQ, and Square has the Cash App. Then there's PayPal. I know many of you use PayPal, and they also have Venmo. PayPal you use for shopping all the time online, like Amazon, eBay, or wherever you shop. Then there's Visa and MasterCard, and I'm going to give you a few that you probably aren't too familiar with, so let me give you a couple of those, and then we'll go over each one and tell you why it is very interesting to take a look at. So Goldman Sachs is another fintech stock. You're like, what? Yes, Goldman Sachs. It's one of America's largest and oldest banks. So, okay. And then there's the SS&C Technologies Holdings. SS&C Technology Holdings. Ticker symbol SS&C. That's S as in Sam, S as in Sam, N as in Nancy, and C as in cake. Yeah. So, okay. So you're like, I didn't hear those. I don't remember. So that's why I wanted to kind of just pinpoint those. And then there's Blackline, ticker symbol BL, and that's a cloud-based software platform. And these are for businesses to automate some business financial data. And so, that's why it's good to look at tech and really study it, because there'll be some stuff you're familiar with and some stuff you're not. But remember, if they're disruptors, they're probably growth stocks, and you want some growth stocks if that's your investment strategy, but always use your wise decisions. And then there's Gilded Wire, Guidewire, Guide Wire, Guidewire. So ticker symbol GWRE. G is in great, W as win, R is in rich, E is in excellent. And that's property and casualty, insurers, and software platforms. So if you want, do dig in that further. And they do, they serve over 350 companies and 32 countries. So it's 350 companies they serve in 32 different countries. And they're one of the companies that they have with them is Farmers Insurance and Nationwide. So do check out that. So Q2 Holdings, that's ticker symbol Q is in Queen, T is in Tall, W is in Win, and O is in Octopus. So that's another technology company, and that helps with the smaller banks and credit unions, and they have the cloud-based platform. So do check that out if you're interested in that one. Okay, so you're like, well, why are people interested in this kind of thing? Well, number one, during the pandemic that we're currently in, nobody wants our cash. Cash, people have touched the cash. And usually when you get cash, it looks dirty. And it's people write on it, it's dirty. People are touching it with their hands. And the last thing you want is, you got to disinfect. People are Clorox and Lysol wiping their dollars and their $100 bills. So, okay, so digital transformation, it's basically, we are in the tech age, and the tech stocks, the FANG stocks are just bull charging ahead. So they are just doing really well right now, and they are like in the $1 trillion range. So do look at the FANG stock podcast. So it's digital. So that is the number one thing. It's not cash, it's digital. It's easy to use. You can do banking, or real estate, insurance, payments, asset management, wealth management, financial services. You can pay your employees direct with it. You can do peer-to-peer. You can give your friends money, and everyone has a phone, so it's very easy and quickly accessed. So artificial intelligence, the AI, it uses the data. And so if you're a big fan of Amazon or Netflix, a lot of financial firms are looking to see what is the biggest disruptor, innovator, and how can they make money and profit. So, and then they have a blockchain. Remember I told you about the blockchain? So, in the cloud, and it's tamper-proof, and it tracks transitions. And remember, when you go into blockchains, if you can do the Bitcoin or digital currency, that can be a big winner for companies. And so those can be very interesting. So some of the favorites that we'll just talk about real quickly. PayPal, ticker symbol PYPL. PayPal, it was the first digital wallet. And if you know Elon Musk, Mr. Elon Musk and PayPal. So, and they were the first digital wallet. So they've been around, and eBay used them. And so buyers and sellers are very familiar with the PayPal platform, and they have approximately over 260 million active users, which has probably grown. And PayPal's quarter earnings reported very, very good earnings, and so that is very awesome. PayPal is a technology platform and digital payment company, and the company's expected earnings growth rate is about approximately 7.7%, according to analysts and your top finance papers. So, so that could be interesting for those of you who are looking at something that is growing and doing well. So, and also PayPal is peer-to-peer money transfers. And remember, the report said that they are looking into cryptocurrency too. So their valuation is about 6.9 times right now. And they also have the Honey. So the Honey, they have the Venmo. Those of you, the millennials and the younger kids might have used Venmo, and pretty much everyone, males, females, Venmo, Venmo, that's the PayPal. And let's see, so you might want to take a look at that, especially if they get into the cryptocurrency. That will be amazing to buy and sell and hold crypto. And very similar, sort of, is Square. Most of you that are in business, or the or the small businesses have been rocked and hit. But Square is really popular because they're cash app, and you can buy and sell Bitcoins. And so people are saying Square is similar to PayPal's Venmo because it has the cash app. So, and Square's active customers increased from 24 million up to 24 million from 15 million if you look at 2018, and their annual revenue increased up 25%. So that's really interesting. And let's see, I wanted to tell you something. So right now, if you want to really look into that fintech arena, those are two companies that are interesting. So also a Visa and MasterCard. So everyone pretty much has a credit card, whether it's Visa, MasterCard, American Express. So the Visa company and MasterCard. So you can look at those to see if those might be interesting and exciting for you, and see if their price points might be interesting for you. And let me just give you any more goodies before I give you the ETFs. So,
all right, and then I want to tell you on one that I found that's really, really exciting and something that I didn't know about. So, this one, Fintech Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol FNTE. FNTE. So it's really interesting. It merged with Intermix Wire Transfer LLC, which is a Florida-based wire transfer and financial processing solution. And so that could be very interesting if you'd like to take a look at that. And then people have been talking about Alibaba, BABA, Alibaba. That is a Chinese fintech stock, and it's known as they make over $1 billion on Singles Day. But Alibaba, why you're like, oh, is it a fintech? Well, it has an equity stake in Ant Financial, and Ant Financial is expected to do an IPO shortly, initial public offering. So if you don't want to do the IPO, if you're not looking at the IPO of Ant Financial, you could go into Alibaba because it's kind of considered, quote unquote, the a contender for Amazon, and could be very interesting for you to take a look at. And then this is one I want to tell you about. SoftBank. I was looking at SoftBank, the information on SoftBank Group Corp, ticker symbol SFTBY. SFTBY. So why was I looking at that one? Well, it has a majority stake of ownership in Sprint Corp. And that's a wireless carrier, and it's the 4th largest wire carrier. So that could be really interesting. But I saw that it announced that it was leading a $120 million round of financing for Lemonade, and some of you are looking at Lemonade right now, which is it is very new and tech savvy with online home insurance, and a lot of millennials and young people around 30 plus or minus age are doing their home ownership on Lemonade. So that's an app that you might want to take a look at. It's a stock, Lemonade, LMONAD, like lemonade, the drink. And then also it's interested in investing in Uber Technologies. And then also very, very interesting, it recent funds included a $250 million investment in Kabbage, Kabbage, and Kabbage could be acquired by some companies looking to buy that, or also the IPO is coming out. So take a look at those, do your due diligence, do your information if you want to get in the fintech stock. But SoftBank is very interesting for a bank, and it's very, very interesting. I really am starting to like that one a lot. And then there's the fintech stock Lexin Fintechs, LX ticker symbol LX. So let me repeat that. Lexin Fintech, ticker symbol LX. So LEXIN Fintech. So at least it's easy to remember. It is a fintech stock with fintech in its name. So that can be really cool. It's very interesting. And then JD.com owns 11% of this company. So some of you know JD.com, the ticker symbol JD. It's another online stock in China, so in case you're interested in that. And a little bit more about Gilded Wire, because that's kind of one that people are like, I haven't heard of it. Well, that's why you got to do your due diligence, study all the top investor magazines to keep you informed. Go to the company's website, read the information, read their stock reports, read the white papers. So it's used by more than 300 property and casualty firms in the world, and that's very interesting. And it offers a new cloud-based solution. So, and their CEO is Marcus Rue. So that could be either profitable and looking. So, cloud is the big, huge thing that Amazon and Microsoft have. So those could be very interesting. And then a little bit, I told you Square. I wanted to tell you also Global Payments is interesting, like a GPN, Fidelity National Services, FIS. And I told you about Fintech Acquisition Corp too, which is FNTE. There's just so many of them, but I'm just trying to wrap it up. Those of you listening to the end know I always give you little extras. So Intuit could be very interesting for y'all to look at. Intuit, INTUITINC, ticker symbol INTU, and they did Quicken and QuickBooks, which is a tax software, would be really interesting. And it announced that it was doing QuickBooks Capital and lending platform for businesses using bookkeeping software, which is huge. You need bookkeeping software. And so that could be really great. Global X Fintech, and that's an ETF. I'll give you ETFs later. But I want to tell you the last thing before I go is that Goldman Sachs and Apple, you probably heard, they do the new consumer credit card. So if you want to go Goldman Sachs or Apple, that's the credit card. Facebook is doing their own payment systems. Amazon does a digital payment system. They partnered with Synchronicity Financial to do their credit card, and Alphabet Google is soon to follow. So very interesting trends, fintech. Do take a look at those. Remember, disclaimer, I'm not a licensed broker. These are not suggestions to buy or sell anything. They're just, my personal research to just get you motivated and excited to do your research to decide for yourself. Do check out the links below. We have Public. Yes, Public. Thank you. You can pick your own stock. You get your own stock for free, and you don't have to link your bank